That's it from us for the moment. Now it's time for the news where you are. Bye-bye.
Hello, good afternoon. We start with some breaking news and police investigating the death of a baby at a house in Blackpool. The ambulance service was called to the house on Rochdale Avenue at midday on Boxing Day. A 4-week-old baby boy was taken to Blackpool Victoria Hospital where he was pronounced dead. A man and a woman have been arrested and bailed, and we'll bring you more on this story in our news tonight. A family of 7 had to be rescued from a burning house in Rochdale in the early hours of this morning. 20 firefighters battled the blaze on Manchester Road in the Castleton area of the town. As Stuart Pollett reports.
Everything's messy. It's all messy. Look at it.
Inspecting what's left of their home and counting themselves lucky not to be hurt. At 3:30 a.m. the family woke to find this car was on fire outside, a fire which quickly spread into the house.
Something like this you're never prepared for, so you just don't know what to do. I mean, you just grab anything and everyone and just try getting out as quick as possible. We are lucky that we're only in this room and been given all the all clear that the structure is still sound, so we're okay.
9 people live in this house. 2 had already come out to raise the alarm, but 7 had to be rescued by the fire service, including 3 children and the family's new puppy, Kai.
It was a dangerous situation, yes. It's quite a large building. A large building for our teams to search. We mobilised 3 fire appliances to this building. We used 3 BA teams and 3 hose reel jets to bring the fire under control.
The only thing that matters is that we're okay. I mean, our family's okay. I mean, all this can be sorted. That's not a problem.
The family suspect that this was an arson attack. A police investigation is ongoing. But meantime, the occupants here are just thankful that they and their puppy survived this blaze. Stuart Pollett, BBC North West Today, Rochdale.
And meanwhile, another family from Greater Manchester have been rescued after a car ploughed into their home in the early hours of this morning. Police and fire crews were called to Rydal Mount in North Reddish at around 4 a.m. The driver, a 19-year-old man, has been arrested on suspicion of dangerous driving. The family's been temporarily relocated. Police in Greater Manchester have granted a further 36 hours to question a man on suspicion of murdering a 51-year-old from Manchester, found dead in Somerset. Another man's been released on bail. Thomas Downey was found with head injuries under a railway arch in Bath on Christmas Eve. The police are appealing for help to trace his last movements. Police in Greater Manchester are investigating after a member of staff at a Failsworth petrol station had a brick thrown at them during a robbery. 3 men armed with an axe and a knife raided the Texaco petrol station on Oldham Road on Saturday evening. They stole cash from the till and drove off. The Isle of Man's ferry, the Ben Macree, will be out of service until New Year's Eve for repairs on the steering gear. Sailings between the island and Birkenhead had to be cancelled when the fault was discovered on Saturday. The steam packet company is running a revised timetable using an alternative vessel between Douglas and Heysham. Now, it was the subject of one of L.S. Lowry's paintings, but over the last 25 years, it's been left to decay. Now, campaigners say they've just 74 days to save Ancoats dispensary building in East Manchester from being demolished. Judy Hobson reports.
It's one of the oldest examples of Victorian neo-Gothic architecture, but for the last quarter of a century, the Ancoats dispensary has been allowed to crumble inside and out. But a group of residents say they're determined to save it. For the past 3 years, they have kept a vigil on its doorstep.
I've been out here now for 2.5 years. Unfortunately, I didn't think I'd be here for another winter. I thought we'd have got further than this, but we're still here.
Everybody around this area has used Ancoats Hospital at one time or another, and we really need to save it.
Ancoats was the cradle of the Industrial Revolution. Manchester's first cotton mill was built here in 1780. Conditions were appalling and injuries common. The life expectancy for a labourer was just 17 years old. The dispensaries where the workers, too poor to pay for doctors, came for medical attention. It was even the subject of a Lowry painting.
To anybody going past on a bus, going to and from work, all they see is a derelict building covered by scaffolding. It's much more than a building as well. It's not just the building, it's about what has happened to this community over the last 50 years.
The Heritage Lottery Fund says the Trust can have £771,000, enough to make it structurally safe. But to unlock the money, campaigners must raise £55,000 before the end of February. It's a huge task. Judy Hobson, BBC North West Today, Ancoats.
Finally this lunchtime, remember the seal found 20 miles inland at Newton-le-Willows before Christmas? Well, we got an update from his new home. He's suffering from pneumonia, but is making good progress. The grey seal named Dumbledore spent Christmas at the RSPCA's specialist seal facility in Norfolk.
Well, seeing him on the news, I thought he wasn't as bad as he actually is. Now we've got him here. He's got horrible nasal discharge. He's very, very emaciated. He's dehydrated. He's obviously having trouble moving that air and he's through his lungs as well. So we'll see how he goes.
Time now for a look at the weather. The details from Charlie Slater.
Good afternoon to you. A very cold afternoon that we have in front of us as well. Lots of blue sky, lots of sunshine around. Very pleased to say, but unfortunately it's not going to have a great impact on the temperatures. Inland and close to higher ground, the temperatures really are struggling today. If you get a little bit closer to the coast, well, those temperatures get to about 5 or 6 degrees. As far as going through to tonight and into the early hours of Tuesday morning, you can see that, again, by the bluish hint to the map here, it is going to be a very, very cold night. And again, if you're over higher ground, that is where it's going to be at its absolute coldest. Look for some frost and some ice first thing on Tuesday morning. Tuesday, though, similar day to today, should be largely dry, bright and sunny. Again, lots of blue sky and sunshine around. Again, though, those temperatures do struggle. But as we go through to New Year's Eve, a little bit milder and certainly a whole lot milder on New Year's Day.
Well, that's it from me for now. We're back with another bulletin tonight at 6:10. Good afternoon.
Hello. As we know, the day got off to a very cold start. The coldest night of the year for England, Wales and for Northern Ireland. Not quite in Scotland by a whisker, but still at Braemar, -8. Some of us are still in frost in Scotland. It's still below freezing in Glasgow. Most of us, though, creeping slowly above freezing, helped by plenty of sunshine. We've seen a few showers clipping the coast of East Anglia. They're moving away.